At once, Master. It is broken. Ah, but hold a moment. Methinks I espy a way through. Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside. With this, the weapons we sought are all accounted for. Shall we present them to Sir Klaus? If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek. We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged. Then I shall remain by your side. Would you mind coming over here? Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
I say we give it a push and see what happens. I feared we might never escape that place. Such dark depths take their toll on the spirit. 'Tis as you say.
This is generally used as a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. Sunset draws near.
Where we do not fall prey
to enemy ambush.
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time. I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive.
Phantoms! I grant you Fire's blade. Use it well.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
I may try late, but I'm in no need of the rest just yet. Think I'd be caught unawares. I am shamed.
What fails to destroy us only enhances our chances against future adversaries.
Do not despair! I'm coming to your aid! Your aid is appreciated!
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey. Our master is ruthless in command, yet kind indeed. No sooner have I fallen in battle than I'm set back on my feet.
Truer words were never spoken.
Are you so eager to chat with me? I thought we did enough of that on the road.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, I suppose I was preoccupied with my thoughts. Thoughts of you, Arisen, naturally.
Burning the midnight oil, I see. How might I serve you, Arisen?
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Off we go, then.
Ready to forge on?
It is rather high. It might be beyond our reach.
The world seems more colourful with you around. I've a favour to ask. Would you be willing to hear it? Why, thank you.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
It's pleasantly cool here, what with a canopy overhead.
I suppose 'tis too much to ask that we pass through unmolested.
You have my support.
I knew the village would be in a bad way. But neither did I expect to see
I grant you roaring flame. The paths to victory are myriad. That strategy never would have occurred to me.
Now that is a surprise.
Well done, Master.
I heard a rumor that this land was once a kingdom of beastrons.
Truly?
Quite, though no definitive records remain.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Loyalty's just another way to save your own skin. The rules at your neck.
Over here, if you please.
What to make of this? Takes a steal. What to do?
I'm grateful to you, sir. Pray, take it. You've done much on my behalf.
Unless I am much mistaken. We have cause to visit a place not far from here.
We might kill two birds with one stone, or focus on our current objective. Both choices have merits.
With this, the weapons we sought are all accounted for. Shall we present them to Sir Klaus? Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Oh-ho! You have procured an archer staff, I see. Most excellent. You may now change your vocation to sorcerer, if it pleases you, sir. However, if you wish to register as a warrior instead, you will need to acquire a greatsword. Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Marvelous! You have acquired both an archer staff and a greatsword. You may now change your vocation as desired, sir. What's more, I bear glad tidings. 'Twould seem our arms shortage is at an end. I dare say the armory will be resupplied anon.
A moment long awaited. Outstanding.
A job well done.
What will our next adventure have in store for us, I wonder?
The safer the roads, the heavier my pockets.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. You'll find only pieces of the finest quality line these shelves, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, misers die early deaths. Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
These were necessary expenses, mind. No use clinging to...
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. And quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember... Misers die early death. Hope to see you again.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as, "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your... Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you?
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Is there naught being done to make safe the roads? Always a pleasure.
It's been a hard day. First hand round, Eva. I can't complain.
Peruse at your leisure. Be ready to give. Welcome.
This looks as good a place as any.
I'll gladly stay a while.
Look as long as you please.
Well met. You are come to Shakir's Inn, a place of respite for the weary traveller. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged. Eludes me, but I'm certain there is one.
Business could be better, but I'm scraping by.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the... Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough.
Welcome to Bjorn, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just hope to see you again.
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every other night, isn't it? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, that's for sure. And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't,
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble story. It's much appreciated.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
Not all this walking has made my legs ache of fright.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did hail. But who among you can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Birkin, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble story. What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a...
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so where's he get his coin then?
Have nightmares if I let myself scraping by.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with
Peruse at your leisure.
No one's going to aid a poor man like me.
Must finding these be so difficult?
A splendid discovery.
I'll have to remember.
Oi, you there. Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the roads, despite the hour. You know where to find me. I fear I've no wisdom to offer.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Nothing's harder than living in honest.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here. As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true Arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
Off we go then. There are beasts.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deez's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation. There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deeza demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit, and many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
Clean, tidy. What else needs doing?
Got to try to enjoy life where and when I can.
say no to a bit of excitement.
Time to be ready.
Now, how best to proceed?
Where might I go to spend a lonely place?
Those new recruits could barely lift their swords.
Do you know how... long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.